All right, hello. Old Matthew Perry has passed away out of Friends. Um, I'm sure if you're of my sort of age, 40s, you'll remember watching Friends. There's a whole bunch of interesting stuff going on here. A whole bunch of interesting connections, as you've probably seen in my thumbnail, the title for the video. You're probably wondering, well, where the hell is this going? And actually, it's going to be all over the place a little bit. But I think what we'll do is we'll start with the Back to the Future connection. Okay, the Back to the Future connection with Matthew Perry. I want to show you something here. This is the Blast from the Past store. Okay, in Back to the Future 2, important. Because I think I was watching something with Lambda. I don't know if anybody else watches that channel, but he had. There was some kind of reference. I can't remember what it was now. It was some kind of reference to Matthew Perry's favorite film or something, and Back to the Future 2 was there. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Whether or not that's real or not, I don't know. But this is the Blast from the Past store. Okay, I want you to note two things: the Perrier water here, yeah, because Matthew Perrier, okay, Pierre, Perrier, pie, Pierre, all these kind of words, pear, they're all, you know, very similar sounding. Okay, we're going with similar sounding stuff. Okay, and we've also got a peanut up here. This giant peanut up here as well. Okay, we want to take a look at the date that's on here. So let's go back to this because we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we've got the Perrier water, like his name, yeah, Perry and Perrier. Okay, all to do with the pear shape of the bottle of water, yeah. And again, that is the idea of the womb. The pear shape is a feminine shape, and that is to do with the womb containing the water, yeah, containing the metaphysical, yeah, the Holy Spirit, right? Interesting that the color of the thing here is green, like the Matrix. Okay, so this is a reference, I believe. Again, some people would say, "Oh, Dan, you are super reaching here, dude," but this is a reference to, the dam, the thing that contains the Holy Spirit. Notice it's turned green. Green, the color of the Matrix. Okay, like the corrupt spirit. Okay, so this is interesting. This connection with his name and Perrier, Perrier water. Okay, and then check out the vintage here. Vintage 1982. Check out how the 9 is written. Notice that the tail of the 9 comes below. If you were to if you were writing this on a page, with lined paper, the 9 is coming below, the tail of the 9 is coming below the line. Okay, if we discard the tail here, we have a 10, 8, 2. Okay, or maybe we have a 10, 28. Okay, I know it's a bit of a reach, but I think this will cement the idea here. Now, so you remember the big peanut that was above that Perrier water? Right, let's check out the big peanut reference now. Because just before the Friends reunion, supposedly, Matthew Perry, if I could find the blooming article here, Matthew Perry, after biting into a piece of peanut butter toast, supposedly lost all his top front teeth and had to go in for surgery. Okay. Obviously, I think this is off the back of all the drug taking, and therefore having bad teeth to begin with. But it does sound like a very, very odd story, doesn't it? But the peanut shows up with this in this story, okay? So it's a link to the Friends reunion, which happens, the most I found out happens in the week of the 5th of April, that week, beginning the 5th of April. So I don't know when filming actually started, but supposedly just a few days before that time period, so I'm assuming it was in April, he goes in for surgery to have his teeth fixed from the peanut butter toast. So the crazy stories, I mean, the crazy synchronicities don't end there for this one, okay? But I thought that was interesting with the idea of, that was in, obviously, last year, 2022, I believe, because the stories about that, let me see if I've got it here. Yeah, because on Nightline, supposedly did looks like he says, did a Diane Sawyer Nightline show on Friday the 28th of October, okay, 2022. So 1 year previous to this story, I don't know if this is when the story actually broke for this, but it is interesting that all these other dates for this story are all around, if you look at them, the 29th of October, the 30th of October. So I'm assuming, and I know what people will say about assumptions, but I'm assuming that this story broke excuse the pun, broke, not his teeth, but broke on October the 28th, okay, the previous year. So this is interesting, this connection with April, and again, with the connection with the 9th of April this year, with the resurrection, with Christ, and they would have been filming right around that kind of time, I think. And prior to that filming around that time, losing his teeth, and then them having this story come out on the 28th, 1 year earlier than his death. So it's just all very, 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 very weird, very, very odd. But anyway, it doesn't end there, okay? So they did the I can't even say it, reunion show. What's interesting about that is we've got the clock tower running time here of 10:04, okay, or 1:04 with the minutes running time on the whole thing. I didn't really have much for. I couldn't really think. I don't really know what the May the 27th reference might be here. I haven't really looked into that number actually. But again, pretty interesting, because when you look at the show actually of Friends, let's do this while we're here. Ran for 10 seasons, so that's pretty important, okay? Obviously with the idea of completion of a cycle and starting over again. Check out the first aired date, the 22nd of September. I will show you in the table in a minute why the 22nd of September is pretty important. But again, that was Tony Basil's birthday. Hey Mickey, right? So it's a pretty interesting. We've just looked at that date, and I'll show you in the table here in a minute because it's pretty interesting as well. And it's pretty important. That's probably why it shows up quite a bit. And look when they run to, May the 6th. Okay, so May the 6th is obviously 5-6, and again 5-6. Let me go to the table real quick. So for people that are new here, the best thing to do is, if you don't know anything about this tape, well, you won't know anything about it if you're new here, but go check this video out, the chart that predicts the future explained. Okay, this will kind of explain some of what's going on here. This is basically a table of balancing numbers. Okay, and so we can look in here and we can see how numbers kind of, you know, group together, right? So it's interesting, and how they cross-reference one another. And it's interesting because this point here is the center of the table. Okay, this is where I've just put this X. Now, if we look at Matthew Perry, right, or Friends, well, that's what we were looking at right now. Every single number, but look, between this line and this line has a counterpart number within here, right? And that counterpart number is one less than the number that is shown. Okay, so this 23 has a counterpart number, which is the number 22. Okay, because obviously 22, 23, they're obviously an eve number and then a day of number. So 22 would be the eve of 23. Okay, so this is important with the feminine, the masculine, the spiritual, the physical. Okay, being alive, being dead, all these kind of ideas, right? And that number 22 number, you just jump back over one column, and that will take you to where this 22 exists. And that 22, okay, is 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9. So it's the total up to this point, okay, up to the number 9, and including the number 9. So 922 happens to be right here. Okay, pretty important. Okay, why? Because check out the 911 that is adjacent to this right here. Okay, check out the 911 that comes off of here. Okay, check out the 59. 59 is a super duper important reference number. Okay, so there's lots of interesting connections. If you follow my channel, you'll know what they already are. Okay, but that 922 is right there. While we're here, we might as well talk about some of his stuff. His actual death day, again, happens to be very close to the center of the table right here. Okay, if we take this 2 and the, well, if we just read it backwards, what I've just put in the box here, 281, okay, that's our numbers for the 10th, for the 28th of October. Another bonus to the idea of this being October as a month as well is the reference with the number 8 and the named for the 8th month, and the number 10 that's hidden in with the 18. If you take that 8 out of the way, the number 10 is underneath there, and obviously the 10th month is October. Okay, so we also, in this box here, we also have his birthday numbers, okay, because we can extend that box along. Okay, and I've discussed before the importance. I've discussed the importance of all these numbers, especially the number 29. It's a very special number in terms of balance, because it's both the addition of 11 and 18, and it's also the reduction of each individual component there. So 11 reduces to a 2, 18 reduces to a 9. So 29 is super duper important. Okay, and of course we take the 1, 8, and the 9, and his actual birthday is the 19th of August. Okay, so we have the 198 numbers. Okay, again, pretty important. We can do a little double back with these 198 numbers now, because again, as I was just saying earlier, each number in this table has a counterpart that is one less. Well, not every number, but the numbers that are within these columns, that within these rows here, between these two lines. Okay, all we have to do is we have to jump back. So we're in the 11th column right here. We just need to jump over a column, okay, which is the number 10 here. We're going to jump over, and we're going to go to number 9. We're going to jump from 11 to 9, 9 to 11, 11, 9. And we're going to go to this number right here. Okay, 76. Again, we can, this is, if you add all the numbers up to this point, this is 198. Okay, and what's special is we've got this in between these two numbers, this number 10. Okay, so we're referencing a number 10 kind of with the birthday here. Again, this number, again, with the 76, we can cross-reference the 76 again right here, and we can look down the column at the Lucas numbers, and again, we're back to these numbers right here. Okay, so it's interesting the way these numbers fold in on themselves. The 19th of August shows up right here as well. We have that extra 1 in there, but it shows up right here. Okay, this is a set of numbers that I look at quite often for Madonna. Okay, it's an interesting, it's just interesting. Okay, and I think I'm going to leave it there for the table because it gets a bit mind-boggling if you're brand new, and I really want to show you the ET connection, and also I want to go into that Friends clip, the one where he says, "I'm going to be the first to die." Okay, because it's really, really interesting. Some of the synchronicities there with ET, at least. Anyway, so I think maybe I'm done here. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for that part of it. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to do one more thing while I'm on the table. Okay, so you'll notice that the 28 obviously is died on the 28th. Synchronizes quite nicely with this 33 below. Okay, death and resurrection of Christ. Okay, the last film that he made was 17 again. I think that's what it was called. Okay, 17 again. Notice that the numbers surrounding 17 again with the 1 and the 2 and the 8. Okay, just again, very, very interesting. That's his last film, 17 again. Right, let's leave that there, and then let's go to, I think I've covered most of what I wanted to do there. Yeah, let's do the ET reference. Okay, so this is going to take just a minute to get into this, and there's also another nice, it kind of ties back to, also I will go back to the table just very quickly, because they finish Friends again on the 6th of May. Okay, and here's 5-6, and 5-6 is the 2 towers. Yeah, that's actually Tower 2. This is Tower 1. Okay, and here's Tower 7. The combination of those two, basically, the balancing of these 2 towers. Okay, this is God right here, number 7. Okay, so this is interesting that they finished filming on the top part of these 2 towers here. Okay, Tower 1 and Tower 2. Okay, we'll come off of that. Let's see. This is the scene. Okay, this scene, and again, this is Monica's plates, yeah, and obviously Chandler gets together with Monica. I think they get married in it, don't they? I can't remember now, but so they end up getting together. Obviously, Monica means, well, could mean moon. Okay, so moon. So the man with the moon, the man going into the moon here. Okay, this is the divine feminine. Okay, she is laying the table. I think they're doing Christmas. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it could be Christmas. Is it Christmas, or is it maybe, I don't know what it is, but I think it's Christmas. Anyway, they got the nice plates out. I probably should have looked that up, what they're actually celebrating here. It's interesting with the teapot out here, and I don't know, just with the Katy Perry references back to the teapot. But they're putting these nice plates out, and Monica does not want the plates broken. Okay. Anyway, what is interesting is basically what ends up happening is Chandler ends up breaking the plates. Okay. And in fact, he's offering, at the point that he breaks the plates, he's offering to take care of the new baby that I guess Ross and Rachel have had. I don't know how old the baby is at that point. It's interesting with the pair up here as well. That's kind of interesting in the background. But anyway, he breaks the plates. Okay, the fine china. Okay, again, there is a big white plate, big white china plate. It's up in the sky. Okay, it's called the moon. The big white china plate. Yeah. And often, I mean, it's like this kind of connects back to the Future a little bit for me, because there's that scene where Marty meets his grandparents. There's a lot of encoding there with JFK, and obviously JFK encodes St. Kenneth's Day, and St. Kenneth's Day is the 11th of October, and we can flip that day into November and do the 10th of November, which is one of the big dates that's in the dollar bill. Okay, that's one of my kind of big prediction dates for the Hoover Dam that's in the dollar bill. So, you know, in that scene where Marty meets his grandparents, there's a lot of symbolism within the background of that scene, and obviously the china plates, the blue and white china plates, yeah. And of course, it's more important for it to be a blue and white china plate to give us the Virgin Mary metaphysical symbolism there. Okay, so again, this is interesting that he's going to break the china plates, and it's interesting he's going to break them before, I think, I don't know if he's with Monica at this point or whether he gets together with Monica after this point. Notice the black shirt as well. Yeah. So the death there, and he's even look at this point. We've even got a kind of representation of the sort of the dark corona eclipse here as well. I would say with this, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of mirror on the wall there or something. So obviously, very interesting with the black pearl type symbolism and death again. But he's offering to take care of the baby. Yeah, the new baby. So the death of the man, and the resurrection with the new baby. Okay, this is where he breaks the plates. Okay, boom. And in fact, if we look at the plates, it does look like they might be blue and white plates. It does look like blue and white china to me. But anyway, what's cool about this scene, so they get to the end of the scene. Monica doesn't know anything about the plates. He's boxed them up so she can't see him, and he's about to put them away, and he says, hey, you know, we shouldn't use these plates for a long time. He hasn't told her about the plates getting broken. Okay. Joey walks in and basically spills the beans, which is hilarious in its own right. That's about the only, you know, this is the only funny character in Friends, I reckon. I watched a couple of clips and I'm like, man, Joey's pretty funny, but the rest of them, it's just sort of, it's a little dull. You know, you kind of look back on stuff and think, well, what the hell did I, you know, why did I ever watch that show? Of course, I wasn't big into it as a lot of my friends, but if I could get to the right spot here, this would be just worth playing. Yes, we're right there. Hang on, let's try that again. So what he says is, so what he actually says is just try and kind of cover for Chandler. He just says a raccoon got in the house, you know. Okay, so let's just listen to him say it.
Oh, this raccoon came.
This raccoon came in. Okay, so I'm like, no, because I keep getting raccoon references at the minute. This is kind of interesting. let me take you to the raccoon reference now, and then I'll backtrack with the connection back to Matthew Perry here. Okay, so the raccoon connection here. This is E.T. Okay, and E.T. has just phoned home to try and get home, and here he is lying in the water. This is a culvert, but it looks an awful lot like it could be representing a dam. Okay, but I just want to show you this dude here, because right with E.T. is this dude, this little raccoon. Okay, what's interesting about E.T. as well is this is I think the day after Halloween. Okay, they went to phone home on Halloween, and if you notice, Halloween shows up a hell of a lot in Death and Resurrection films, okay, and stories. Again, the 131 on the train in Back to the Future, the Donnie Darko is set around Halloween. We've got even Back to the Future is actually set around, sort of October 26th through to Bonfire Night, November the 11th, the 5th of November. God, I'm getting my numbers all around the wrong way. So the 5th of November, and then you got V for Vendetta around that time as well, focusing on that number. What other films are there? Seems like there's a bunch of other films anyway. But so without getting too bogged down with this, we could have a potential dam reference here, right? And we've got this raccoon, and we've just got Joey going on about the raccoon breaking the plates, and again, thing being the dam. And what is the dam? The dam is, is the Death Star. Yeah, it's that big concrete structure that is containing the divine feminine. Okay, it's the black pearl at that point, though. Now, the dam has become the black pearl. So anyway, this connection with ET, right? I want to show you a few more things with ET really quickly. But this connection with ET, I just thought this was interesting because, of course, Katy Perry has the song ET. So we have this connection with the surname here, Katy Perry, and Matthew Perry, and we have the ET single, and look what's before it, Firework, like Bonfire Night, when thousands of millions of people in England set off fireworks. So I mean, it's just, dear oh dear, I don't know, it's just interesting. Again, ET, check out the running time on ET, 114, like the 4th of November, the day before Bonfire Night. And in England, people tend to amalgamate, well, at least we did, we tend to amalgamate Bonfire Night and Halloween together. It kind of seems to be like a joint celebration date to do stuff. Okay, so again, pretty interesting. Release date, of course, 6/11, pretty interesting as well. But what else did I want to do with this now? I want to show you what was it? Let me show you some of the stuff that's in ET. I've lost my train of thought a little bit there. Let me show you some of the stuff. Oh, we were talking about Katy Perry and that link. Well, the link with the Perry surname there. Okay. And I know that's not her real name, but they choose these names for a reason. So I want to show you E.T. arriving. Okay, there's a scene. E.T.'s getting chased through the wood, through the forest. He's already picked up a pine tree. Okay, this is interesting with the connection with Back to the Future and the pine tree and Back to the Future. Obviously, pines is an anagram for penis, yeah? The phallus symbolism of man, yeah? The physical side of mankind, all right? And the physical side of mankind has all the rules that are set within the physical world are here to stop, or at least to give us guidance on not allowing the metaphysical things that we create to go out of control, or the metaphysical things that we manifest to go out of control, which is where we're at right now with all that lot out of control. But anyway, notice the twin towers in this scene, okay, when he arrives. Also, this is a great bit of shooting here, and I definitely think this is what they're trying to reference. But E.T. looks down on the city, yeah? Notice that this kind of looks like the concrete of the dam here, the shape of the dam. This is in the bottom of the valley. This is, yeah, being within the valley, being within the womb. This is the city-state. This is the matrix down here, as you can see. Okay? Very computer-like. This is the matrix. This is the man-made world. And this is where E.T., yeah, is going to go down into. Okay? He's going to visit Elliot. And those two are the twins at that point. Okay? And we have to have the death of E.T. and him returning home. He's the sacrificial twin, yeah, to save Elliot, the man. All right. I could spend hours and hours and hours going on about this, but this is the dam here. They show you the dam before he goes down into it, right? There is another scene when he's phoning home. Okay. Well, actually, no, this is not when he's phoning. I think this is when Elliot's going looking for him. Actually, sorry. Yeah, this is when Elliot's looking for E.T. He's putting out some. I don't think it's M&M's. I want to say it's Reese's Pieces or something, but anyway, whatever it is, peanut it would be, yeah. So yeah, peanut butter flavored pieces again. I don't know. Maybe that's linking back to the peanut there with Matthew Perry. But you can see the twin towers are broken, have come down here, and here's tower number 7 as well, broken. So this is pretty interesting that this is when he's meeting, or kind of, E.T. has come down, the metaphysical side. We're going into we've gone into the dam at this point, okay? E.T.'s already gone down into the dam and made contact, so they can have a relationship. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was interesting, and the whole fact of it being around Halloween, and lo and behold, we're on Halloween. I'd started this the day before, but we're on Halloween, so again, very interesting. Did I have one more thing? Did I have anything else to say about E.T.? And I don't think I want to ramble on too much more about all this stuff now. What have I forgotten to show you? That's the question. We kind of touched on some of those links. This was through this reunion. I've probably missed a couple of little connections out of there. But I think that's where I want to leave it for this one. E.T. has a lot more. There's so much more to. I mean, it's just absolutely plumb chock loaded with symbolism, and even the people playing the parts, the numbers on those people, and even the names of the actresses and actors that are playing those roles. Super important. Just super important. Everything is really loaded in that film. So I think I'll leave it there, because otherwise this video will be way too long. And I hope I haven't left anything out there. I'm sure I have. Anyway, I'll catch on another one here pretty soon. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Yeah, bye. Oh, one more thing. When he finally does go up in the spaceship, he returns back. When the door shuts, I'm pretty sure there's a double cross on that door, double X, yeah, on the folding door as it goes up. Okay, so again, what I'm going to say is that folding door, the ramp that goes up, I'm pretty sure it goes up like an A, like a figure A, right? So it's going up like an arrowhead, right? So that's important, and that's going up like the two sides of that arrowhead are like a tower. Each side of that tower. Let me show you this. I might be wrong about this, but so the ramp is like this, right? Okay, and it's as it goes up, it folds, so it's going up like this, and then it gradually shuts, gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then it shuts, So we have this arrowhead symbolism, and we have the Twin Towers resurrecting symbolism, and then through the grate of through the grating of the actual platform itself, I'm pretty sure you can see a double X. Yeah, one's got an X on it, and the other one's got an X on it. So you have the double X symbolism as well. 1010. And of course, the two crossings of the eclipses here. So, oh man, I don't know what else to say about it. Completely nuts, completely nutso. All right, anyway, I've got maybe one coming up for Madonna for the 4th of November for a death. I'm going to show you some of the stuff with her here in a video coming up for potential death date. Obviously, today's obviously a potential death date for Madonna as well, but that will be a video coming up. And yeah, I'll catch you on another one here real soon. Okay, thanks for watching. All right, bye.